The Boston Red Sox have beaten the Seattle Mariners by a score of 7-3 to make that 7 out of 10 in their at 7 out of 10 for their last 10 games. 7-3 in their last 10, just like tonight's score, 7-3. Big game for Trevor Story and also Jackie Bradley Jr. There's a little bit worried about Xander Bogaerts. We'll get into all of it here on Red Sox Recap on Bleacher Brawls. My name is Derek. I'm here with Doug, and let's dive into it. So the Boston Red Sox obviously taking a 7-3 win. Big story, Trevor Story. He is on absolute fire. I'll throw it over to Doug. Just talk about Trevor Story.
Yeah, he's a hard out to get right now. He's on fire. We thought 3 home runs last night, a grand slam tonight. He's just on fire. Like, he's carrying the team right now. When all the other guys are kind of not having bad games, but they're not they're not producing. They're not scoring the runs, or they're not getting the RBIs to get them in. And that's the thing. Like, and I talked about it a little bit last night, is you get those guys who you pass the torch a little bit, right? Some guys get hot and then they come back to earth. When they're back to earth, you need a guy to go out of earth, get super hot. So Trevor Story is that guy right now. Trevor Story, grand slam. The grand slam would have won it, right? But we had a little insurance runs in the bottom of the 8th. Our boy JBJ's proven me wrong. I was shitting on JBJ all season, right? And I said, listen, I will not be upset if you prove me wrong. And he's been playing okay. He's been playing good. Great defense as always. He's been having those onesies and twosies hits. He had a run scoring hit yesterday, and he just went over, onto the monster today. And what were we talking about? What were you saying right before that?
Right before, I'm like, what's the odds Jackie's going to hit a homer this year? When's he going to hit his first homer?
Said
literally the next pitch. Yeah. Boom. Hits it out the left.
Said he has to hit at least one.
Yeah, exactly. It's like he's got to hit at least one. Like, he's not going to go the whole year hitting none. And then, now obviously the next pitch he does take it deep, obviously, into the monster seats. But a big game. All 7 runs came off the long ball tonight. Which there's nothing wrong with that at all. We'll take it. We scored 7. I'm not going to complain at all. Grand slam Story, 3-run homer for Jackie. Literally no complaints about that at all. Can't complain.
Yeah.
Kike had a good game. He had 2 hits. JD Martinez had 2 hits. Story obviously only had the 1 hit, but it was a grand slam, so that's totally fine.
It's the one that counts.
And then obviously Jackie Bradley Jr., his 1 at bat was a 3-run shot. Even Franchi Cordero had a hit in his 1 at bat. Actually, sorry, no, he had 2 he had 1 at bat, had a hit. So big game from the Red Sox. Michael Walker on the mound. He wasn't amazing, not amazing, but he was still decent. 4 2/3, 2 runs. Did give up 3 walks, so not great. Not great, but good enough. I think that's the thing with the Red Sox pitching. You don't need to be amazing, just be good enough so the offense can give you enough runs. The offense is going to, score. And I would say like, the Red Sox score 5 runs or more. Their pitching is good enough to win games. They don't need to only give up 2 or 3 runs to win now. They can still give up 4 or 5 and win.
Yeah. I'm okay with Waka today. He's coming off of his IL. I keep on calling it the DL. Sorry. He comes off the IL, and you just want him to pitch good, right? You hope you get a win on the day that he pitches. He didn't get the win. He came a third of an inning short, but he still ate up 5 innings when he could have easily, not gone that much, maybe only 4, maybe 3, but and then the bullpen carried it the rest of the way.
Yeah, the only real blemish for the bullpen, Diekman had a walk and Schreiber gave up a hit, which was a pop-up. And like those are only blemishes on the bullpen. Besides that, and obviously the run from Schreiber, we'll get into the whole situation that happened with Bogaerts and Verdugo in a little bit, but realistically, there were no real blemishes on the bullpen. Austin Davis has looked good this year. He's got a 2.04 ERA. Diekman's got a 2.70 ERA. I know you're surprised to see that under 3.
Yeah, well, when he came in to pitch, you were like, "Oh, look, it's your best friend," and I said, "Holy shit, he has under a 3 ERA."
Yeah. Yeah.
I was very surprised.
Yeah. Schreiber hasn't given up an earned run so far, and Matt Strom's got a 1.88 ERA after tonight. Big. These guys in the later end of the bullpen, they've played big roles in the Red Sox wins. Even Hansel Robles he's only pitched once in the last 10 days, which something's got to be going on with him. But when he's on, he's the most dominant arm in the pen. When he's on, it's ridiculous how good he can be. He just can get streaky, which sucks at times, but when he's on, it's ridiculous. So the back end of the Red Sox bullpen is there. They just need a consistent closer.
Yeah, right now I like how it's set up. Schreiber as your 8th inning guy and Strom as your 9th inning. Now, what it does, what the team has not been able to do is have a lead going into those late innings so you can line your guys up, right? When you're down 4-2 or 3-1 in the 5th, 6th inning, right? You pull your starter, you want to rely on those guys to come in then to hold it, right? To make sure they don't score any more runs. But now that you come in with a lead, you can wait to use your shutdown guys at the end and secure that win, which hasn't been the recipe up until now. But I do think that is a good recipe going forward. You work out the 5th, 6th, 7th inning guys, and it's looking like a new bullpen almost.
Yeah, and wait till Hansel Robles gets back in this bullpen and starts playing a role. And if he gets hot, like this bullpen's gonna be ridiculous. And then the hope is when Sale and Paxton are healthy, you add to the bullpen as well, whether it's one of them going into the bullpen or moving 2 guys in rotation in the bullpen, whether it's like Whitlock or someone. The bullpen's only gonna get stronger as the year goes on. They're only gonna get more arms in the bullpen. And the Red Sox are in contention. Guess what? They can always go out and get an arm as well. It's not like they're stuck with what they have. And also there could be contributors coming from the minor leagues. There isn't really an obvious guy that could slide into the bullpen right now, but who knows? I said before the season starts, Bayo maybe. We did a prospect pipeline on him, so make sure to check that out after this. But I said Bayo maybe could get a look in the bullpen late in the year. Maybe Winkowski or Siebold. Maybe I know Siebold just had a minor injury, but Winkowski's look very good in AAA. You also got to look out for the kind of dark horse guys like Brian Matta, who's just coming back from Tommy John. He's just starting to pitch in competitive games. And who knows, Noah Song, if he somehow can come and play minor league baseball this year, who knows, maybe he tears it up and, as a reliever and, because they're probably aren't going to stretch him out at this point, and who knows, but still there's no.
Or maybe if the starting pitching stays consistent, when Mr. Sale comes back, maybe he's a 9th inning guy.
Yeah, that too.
The one thing about the bullpen now that they've kind of been worked 2 days in a row is tomorrow's looking a little scary, right? You don't have probably don't have Strom not available tomorrow. He's pitched 2 days, right? Same with Schreiber. So those 2 probably are not pitching tomorrow.
Yeah, both of them pitched the first 2 games of this series. Also, but you will have Diekman, Davis, Salmore, who both of them have only pitched. All 3 of them have only pitched in 1 game this series.
Yeah.
Also, I would expect. I mean, Hansel Robles is still on the roster, so he's still available to use.
He pitches tomorrow. Who starts?
Whitlock starts. I think Whitlock.
Right. So
Whitlock.
Hopefully he can go 6. Hopefully he can go 6 and come out with the lead tomorrow.
Exactly, and then you have Nate in the final game of the series. You got to hope Nate can give you a strong performance.
And then I think we have an off day on Monday, right?
Yes, we have an off day, and then we got Pivetta going on Tuesday against the White Sox. So.
Okay. Yeah. So I hope Whitlock can go 6 tomorrow, come out with the lead, and then Nate return to form, turn to his last game form, and then we go into our off day, reset and repaired. Speaking of resting and repaired, it does not look like Bogarts will be playing tomorrow.
Well, we don't 100% know, but that fall did not look good If you missed it, Bogarts went out for a ball in kind of shallow left field. But the Red Sox were playing Verdugo and Kike Hernandez ridiculously deep the whole game, and both of them were like 2 feet in front of the warning track the whole game. And Verdugo had a long way to go. He didn't get there, but he slid. He slid and Bogarts caught it, took 1 step back, second step, he went to kick back, he tripped over Verdugo and he fell, and his arm kind of fell awkwardly behind his back, and he fell, and he has lower back tightness. Hopefully it's not serious. We know back injuries can be not good at times. So hopefully he only missed a couple games. Who knows? It's Xander Bogaerts. Maybe he'll end up in the lineup again. Who the heck knows? Because you know he's going to want to play. But if you're the Red Sox, you got to play smart. Don't let him play. The interesting thing is, though, who slides in at shortstop?
Yeah, so that's a good question. Speaking of, like, Bogarts hasn't had a day off in a while. This would probably be that ideal day to give him off. You know, even if he's perfectly fine, you know, it doesn't hurt. The offense is rolling. Now it's okay to give the guys a day off now that the offense is rolling. Yeah. So who plays shortstop? Well, Derrik, while we were watching the game, Derrik found out all of Franchy Cordero's stats at shortstop, and that he did play shortstop, but that's a no-go.
He didn't play good at shortstop.
What was it, like
shortstop?
20 errors in 23 innings
in 23 games. The last year he played shortstop, in 23 games he had 20 errors. His first year in 50 something games he had 44 errors.
Yeah, so we're not even gonna hopefully.
I wanted to see it for the 9th inning. I was like, come on, we're up 4 runs. Just throw him at shortstop. If it doesn't work, you can move to the outfield in the inning.
I think the best choice is Kike, because Trevor Story now has his new home at second, right? And I don't think that he's comfortable there. He's hitting now. I think those were part of his struggles early in the year, where, you know, he wasn't comfortable. He played it well, but he wasn't comfortable there. He settles in, new contract, new team, food poisoning, blah, 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 new kid, everything, right? He's comfortable now. He looks comfortable, and it's playing dividends on the other side of the bat, you know, his bat side. So Kike, being the great defender that he is, I feel like he's the one to slide in and take over shortstop if Bogarts does not play tomorrow.
Yeah, the only real option is Christian Arroyo. And the thing with him is, it's going to be the deciding factor. Do you want to play Arroyo or do you want to play Dahlbeck? Because I'm guessing Franchy's going to play because it'll be a righty. And even if it becomes to Arroyo or Franchy, because you want to play Dahlbeck for whatever dumb reason you got, I would. And also too, you got to think they don't, if they're choosing between putting Arroyo at short or putting Arroyo in right field, they're going to put him at short. They're not going to throw him in right field again.
He didn't. I think he dove for a ball that was like 5 feet away from him today.
Yeah, it's and also too, the defense from Jackie is like 10 times better in right field, and that's nothing against Arroyo, but Jackie is leading the MLB regardless of position and defensive runs saved and UZR, which is ultimate zone reading. He's just been ridiculous defensively this year. There's like no other way to put it. He's been ridiculous defensively, and that's also too in limited innings too. He hasn't. It's not like he's played every single game either. Yeah. There's a bunch of games he hasn't played against lefties. So the fact that he's still first in defense run saves and UZR is ridiculous. Honestly, it's realistically ridiculous. But it's gonna be a decision that the Sox are gonna have to make. It's, you know, who's gonna play shortstop. I do think it'll be Arroyo because Bogart's off days, Arroyo has slid over to shortstop. So I think that's what will happen. But for 1 inning and with Arroyo not being available, Kike made sense, even though I really wanted to see Franchy play shortstop. I just thought, oh, come on. Would have been amazing.
Listen, with the way the season's gone, you know, before these last 10 games, we don't need any more fuel for the fire, man.
You gotta have some fun. Come on.
No. You have fun when you can afford to have fun.
That was 7-3.
We cannot afford to have fun just yet.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, going to the Astros side of things, Ty France had a good game. He went 2 for 4. He also had a double. Jesse Winker had a hit, which was the pop-up, but that scored a run, so he got an RBI out of that. Eugenio Suarez had a double, and Abraham Toro had a 2-run homer after the Eugenio Suarez double off of Michael Wacha. But besides that, not much from the Mariners lineup. Julio Rodriguez, who I think is a big focus for the from the Mariners for this series. The Red Sox shut him down. He didn't have any hits, so that was good for the Red Sox. And JP Crawford also didn't have any hits. The 3, 4, 5 in the Mariners order didn't have any hits. And Jesse Winker, we know he hits righties very well. Struggles against lefties, but Red Sox had righty on the mound of Walker, and Winker obviously struggled a bit this year, but he didn't hit Walker, didn't really hit Walker. So that was good to see. Red Sox holding down that middle of the Mariners lineup to essentially 0 hits, because Winker's 1 hit was a pop-up that should have been caught. And then we go to the pitching side of things. Robbie Ray and his tight pants and his grunting gave up 4 runs with the Trevor Story grand slam. And then we tagged Diego Castillo and whatever the other guy's name is, Missawit. Oh, I'm not even gonna try and say it again. The guy who gave up the homer to Jackie after they took out Castillo, and Diego Castillo tagged them with Bradley's home run. So overall, Mariners, they're going to look for improvements, especially from the pitching side of things. And offensively, they're going to want improvement, but they will have to go up against Garrett Whitlock and Nate Eovaldi in the last 2 games of the series. Not favorable matchups for them. The Red Sox will have Whitlock and Eovaldi, and the Mariners will have Chris Flexen on the mound on Saturday. And then on Sunday, they will have, I think it's, let me make sure it's the right Gilbert, because I know I'll mess this up. It's Logan Gilbert. Okay. I almost said Tyler Gilbert, but it's Logan Gilbert for the Mariners on Sunday. So the Red Sox, they should hopefully be able to win 1 more game. My prediction before the series on our game recap, the last Astros game was a 3-1 series win. Joey went bold, went for a sweep. Doug, predictions for the rest of the series. Red Sox going to sweep. They're going to win 3 out of 4. They're going to only win 2.
If they win tomorrow, they sweep. But I think tomorrow is going to be if they do lose one, tomorrow is going to be the one they're going to lose, just because they're going to have their not so good bullpen guys, or their more struggling bullpen arms playing tomorrow. So that's, if they win tomorrow, they sweep. If they lose tomorrow, they'll win on Sunday. So they're going to win the series. There you go.
All right. Well, I think that's going to wrap it up. Make sure to check out all our Red Sox game recaps, all our other Red Sox game recaps on all the other games. This hot streak's been very nice to us. Doing these game recaps, you don't have to sit through the misery of losses, so that's nice to have. So make sure to check those out. We posted a video on the AL Central yesterday. Who's going to win the AL Central? Make sure to check it out. Also on Wednesday, we did a Brain Bail Prospect Pipeline. Check that out. Monday, we did a video on the Angels. Are the Angels legit contenders? Check that one out as well. This upcoming Monday, we will have a video covering the New York Yankees. On Wednesday, we will have one on Brandon Walter at Prospect Pipeline. And then on Friday, we will have one covering the Baltimore Orioles. Make sure to keep an eye out for all those. And also future Red Sox game recaps, they're going to put 7 in the morning the day after the game. So they'll be up there consistently. So just keep an eye out for them. And make sure to check out in the description, check out the Bleacher Brawls website, the podcast, the Instagram. Twitter will be doing Instagram lives and Twitter spaces. We did a Twitter space actually today for this game. So make sure to keep an eye out for all that kind of stuff. Make sure all that content. And yeah, make sure to just keep an eye out for what the stuff we're going to do. Also, all the crew's Twitters is in the description as well. And yeah, that's going to wrap it up. My name is Derek. I'm here with Doug, and you'll watch Red Sox Recap on Bleacher Brawls. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.